road to Wembley then beginning here. Leeds United, one of those 8 former League Cup winners who are negotiating the first hurdle this season, the likes of West Brom, Nottingham Forest, Norwich, Queen's Park Rangers, Swindon Town. All clubs who have tasted glory in this competition. Well, for Darlington, well, it's just a success to be fulfilling this fixture at all, having gone through a terrible spring and summer when more than the heart of their playing staff was ripped out of the club because of the financial problems. It's difficult to say what expectation really is for Darlington. It's just great for them to be here, Gary.
And the players will realise that, the manager realises it, the assistant realises it. I think the fans are delighted. It's anything to go by. Notts County, a few seasons ago, my old club, had a similar problem. Came into pre-season with, I think, 2 senior pros, and look what's happened to them now. So anything's possible.
It's not an unfamiliar position for Colin Todd. He's faced financial difficulties with various clubs. It's Leeds on the move here with Siwunmi. He's also grateful to be back in action after that lung problem last season. It's an early effort in. He had a blood clot in his lung and was out for 5 months. He feared his career could have been over. Great to see him back out there. In the absence of Beckford and Becchio tonight. Although Becchio is available from the bench. He picked up by Lumsden, picked up from Carlisle during this summer of massive rebuilding for Colin Todd. Touch for Shane Higgs, who's ousted Kasper Ankergren, who hadn't missed a minute under Simon Grayson before Saturday's game against Exeter. Chance for a new partnership to flourish with Siwunmi and Grella tonight.
It's always a difficult one, isn't it, when you sat on the bench for most of the season, when you've got people like Becchio and Beckford scoring goals like they've been scoring on a regular basis. You're desperate to do well when you get a chance, and sometimes the occasion can overcome you a little bit. You've got to relax out there.
Alongside Mike Grella, who's making his first start for the club this evening. Be met by Miller, one of the 2 surviving senior pros from last season. Foster, the other centre-back, captain, the other one. Possibility here for Dowson, but it should be mopped up by Crowe. Dowson showing he's very game and willing, and got Crowe in a bit of trouble.
Well, he tried to be too clever here, didn't he, Crowe? No need, good pressure. Lets him go there, realises it's not a foul. It wasn't a penalty, it wasn't a foul, but you don't take liberties like that. Could have played it easily, could have gone either way. Chose to be clever, nearly got caught out and punished.
Dowson showing he'll chase every lost cause. Was the one bright spark in Saturday's performance at Aldershot. Came on late on, scored a very tidy debut goal and had a couple of other lively moments as well. Leading the line alongside Lee Thorpe tonight. Thorpe, who started up front with Windass at Aldershot on Saturday, combined age of 73, those 2.
I'm sure they'll be delighted that you've reminded them of that. He's got to play close to Thorpe, Dowson. Play off him because of that. It is offside, but when the ball's aimed in like that, you can see the midfield try to burst onto anything he's going to knock down. See the position he takes up, and that's very close, but the assistant's right in line. Look at the burst, look at the 2 midfield players coming on there. They've been told, it's angled towards Thorpe, you gamble.
With a fairly itinerant time of it, Lee Thorpe, in his career. He's went from Rochdale in the summer. Here's Siwunmi. Rifle kindly here for Snodgrass. First meaningful effort of the night.
Well, prepared to have a go. You can see as soon as it dropped, that's what he was going to do. Bit of confusion there, steadied himself. Just off the side of his boot, didn't trouble the keeper, but there, you can see straight away, I'm going to hit this. Hits it reasonably well, but just off target.
First choice on that right-hand side for Leeds. There goes Thorpe. Just for McCallick. Picked up by Jeff Smith, who does have Premier League experience, albeit fleeting, with Bolton Wanderers. towards Thorpe, who got up, but the flag is up.
Well, you can tell, can't you? We've been told, get that ball in the box. Every opportunity. See what the two centre-halves are made of. They're again angled towards the far post. It's all over Hughes. It is a foul. There are going to become occasions where he will win it cleanly, will win it fairly, and that's where Darlington have got to gamble.
It's Arneson looking to tidy up here for Darlington. From Bradford City, of Colin Todd's former clubs. Looks like it's going to be another corner. Well, went out before Arneson could get to it.
It's the assistant on this side that's given it. He's a long, long way away from the other side.
And that was flicked on by Foster, and arriving on the end of it was Huntington.
Well, if the quality's good enough, your opponent can get a flick on it like Foster does here. And it's not the best of headers back. It's a free header. You expect him to do a little bit more with that. It's a nothing attempt, isn't it, really?
Got the only goal on Leeds' last visit to Darlington in the Football League Trophy a couple of years back. And not on target on that occasion when he easily could have been.
Even if he wasn't on target, just put it back in the danger area.
This is Snodgrass trying to make progress. Possibility here for Grella. He's got shooting space.
I'll tell you what, Dan, I was watching him in the warm-up where they were having strikes on goal. One of the coaches were laying the ball off, and I'll tell you what, he could finish. He smashed them high, he curled them, he drilled them low. It was impressive, but that's just in the warm-up. You're going to go out there and do it when it matters.
The Yorkshire club have a native New Yorker up front for them tonight in Mike Grella. This is Dowson. Lumsden. Bringing Bauer into play. David Knight, who had a bit of a horror show with all the shots second at the weekend. He also made a number of splendid saves. Sleethorpe caught once more.
He's been offside a couple of times and pulled up for a foul on the other occasion, only in the 8th minute.
Always had happy days at Darlington. He came here with Rochdale, and on the trip on the team bus he got his arm broken in an arm wrestling competition before the playoff semi-final. Wasn't actually going to play anyway, so didn't cost him too much, but plenty of pain.
I find that quite amusing. I'm sure the coaches didn't find it amusing, but I just wonder what my old manager Brian Clough would have said at that. So, boss, I've just broke my arm in an arm wrestling competition at the back of the bus. I don't think I can repeat the answer live on air, but
safe to say he came off second best. This is Lumsden. Hassled by Doyle, who's more than willing in that department. Arrived on loan from Coventry City, new challenge for him. And Thorpe from one target. Miller is there on the edge of the box. It goes Huntington. He picked up here by Gary Smith. Stayed in play all the way, and then just creeps out of play. But Gary Smith, the one off the Middlesbrough production line from years ago. 5 years there. He's arrived from Brentford in the summer, although it was an injury-ravaged campaign for him last year and didn't play much of a part in their promotion push, which was ultimately successful.
Colin Todd will be reasonably pleased with the way his team has started this evening. They're trying to get it down, they're trying to pass it, they're trying to mix it up a little bit, using Thorpe's power up front. Just got to wipe out the memory of the older shot game.
A few things to wipe out. Marvin Morgan led them a merry dance. They really did struggle to cope with his pace and power, particularly in the first half, where they didn't get away with only conceding the 2, really. Play by Miller, who has faced a real battle to shackle Morgan, which was ultimately unsuccessful for Darlington. And they got better in the second half. It's those positives that Colin Todd will take into this one. And towards Shiwunmi. Arneson is there. Here's Doyle. Mikalik. Not had an awful lot of football in a Leeds shirt in recent times under Grayson. In towards Grella. What can he fashion this time? Might feed it to Shiwunmi, but this is Doyle. Leeds doing some pressing now. Johnson. They were able to meet it on that occasion. Doyle. Here's Howson. Crow up to Snodgrass. Back to help out.
The problem I think Simon Grayson's got more than anything is lifting his players again after last season's disappointment. Everybody expected them to go back up into the Championship. Didn't happen again, and the longer you stay down there, the more frustrating it becomes for the players, the fans. And it is difficult with a team like Leeds because they're a scalp for everybody. Everybody who plays against them, you know, puts that extra effort in. It makes it more difficult.
It's Carling Cup tonight, but it's 46 cup finals that they face in League One down in this third tier.
Well, Sati speaks for itself. You thought Norwich would have been one of the favourites to go back up. What happens? They get done 7-1 at home. Charlton had a sticky start. They just crept through the end 3-2 against Wickham. No, it's not easy.
Certainly some big names in this division this season. Which of them can find an escape route back to the Championship? Mikalik underneath that. And the Leeds support on the road, as ever, substantial and making all of the noise in the Northern Echo Arena. Here's Snodgrass. Grella's made a run.
He's got good movement, Grella. Previous crosses, got across his man, attacked the near post really well, just didn't have any support.
Thorpe's got it well there, just beyond Dowson.
That's better, you saw Dowson there. Right in the line of Thorpe's header.
Dowson actually replaced Thorpe on Saturday, so they're having to get used to each other. Windass, who stayed on and completed 90 minutes at the weekend. Shiwunmi offside there.
What he should be doing, anybody who's not playing, who's on the bench, should be watching the player they could replace and watching what his strengths are, how he plays. Do I need to get close to him? Yes, of course I do, because I'm a striker. So important that you watch things like that instead of maybe having a laugh and a joke with your mate who's on the bench with you. You know, just watch for the 90 minutes about what's going on. And if you're not playing, sit in the stand and do exactly the same.
Doyle catching Lumsden there, and free kick in the home side's favour. Darlington have never beaten Leeds, and Leeds have also never been eliminated from the League Cup at this stage. So the omens very much favouring an away victory. Chandler looking to fashion something there, put Mikalik under pressure at the very least.
It's good pressure as well. That's one thing I'm sure Tom Windass and Colin Todd will be saying you've got to do to this team. If you don't, if you let them have a happy and easy time on the ball, they will punish you.
Here's Lumsden. Darlington enjoying a decent spell here, and another chance to put the ball into the penalty box.
Well, it's a bit of a weak one. The referee's in a good position. Seemed to get a toe end on it before he fell to the floor. But this is a good chance. You get your best player of delivery on the ball and make sure you get it in the danger area.
It is Jeff Smith's.
But you don't do that. You don't put it into the keeper's arms.
He comes with a reputation as a fine deliverer of the ball, Jeff Smith. On his 11th club now. Likes of Barrow and Bishop Auckland mixed in with Premier League Bolton.
Well, if he's got anything about it, people should say, well, keep it away from the goalkeeper. Keep it away. It's a good chance to put them under pressure. And there again, pressure's straight off them.
Here's Shiwunmi in behind, perhaps.
What a ball that was, by the way.
Well, no one gratefully receiving in yellow.
Somebody should have been in there.
Smith up towards Dowson. Darlington off the hook a little there. Here's Crowe. Straight to Gary Smith. And now Thorpe. Chance with the ball on the ground. Jeff Smith. Weller and Crowe, and Snodgrass between them. Able to snaffle possession back for Leeds. Howson, captain tonight. And the continued absence of Richard Naylor is getting over a back operation. Arneson. Here's Lumsden. Chandler. Towards David Dowson here. What can he make of it? Support provided by Chandler. Thorpe and Jeff Smith in the area if they can get a chance to put the ball in there, which Arneson did.
Again, it's easy with the keeper, isn't it? Higgs just comes out, no pressure. Twice he's done that. That's disappointing because it was a decent build-up. They were patient, they held the ball, they moved it well. Final delivery just lets them be.
Colin Todd is manager with strict footballing principles. He does like his teams to play through midfield.
I'll tell you what, I played with him at the back end of his career when he was at Forest, and what a centre-half he was, by the way. One of the greats. You learned so much from him. Terrific pro.
He would have learned a fair bit being stuck next to Dave Mackay for all that long. A right back, and Roy McFarlane,
yeah,
of course.
just about to say him, Roy, as well. Yeah, absolutely magnificent.
There's one of the centre-halves under his tutelage at the moment, Steve Foster. Captain's armband, and he's carrying a bit of an ankle injury, so he wasn't able to finish the 90 minutes at Aldershot. His first game, he hasn't had a pre-season. Here's Crowe. Snodgrass. Grella. Grella to take over again. Here's Doyle. Bradley Johnson. Neatly done. Anderson trying to prevent the corner. Put his team in a bit of trouble here. Doyle. Chandler getting the challenge in.
Stuck to his task well.
Also had a bright 20 minutes or so at Aldershot when he came on. That was his senior debut for Jamie Chandler. He and Dowson both on loan from Sunderland, and Colin Todd has been trying to call in the favours from the bigger clubs around the northeast. Try and get loan players in.
I'm sure they're all willing to help as well, along with Dean Windass. He knows a lot of people in football. Must be a happy club to play football at, because Dino's he's a character, and I know Colin from his playing days was as well. Obviously he's got to be a bit more serious, but sure it's a little bit light-hearted at times, but serious stuff will come.
Here's Bauer, one of those who's played under Colin Todd before at Bradford City. Spent 12 years there. Missed out on the season when they were in the season or so when they were in the Premier League. Here's Arneson. Neat and tidy from Darlington. '68 was Leeds' glory year in the League Cup. '68 Darlington's best year as well. They got to the last 8 before Brian Clough and Peter Taylor's Derby County ousted them at the baseball ground in a 5-4 thriller. Set for that tonight. Alan Durbin with a couple of goals that evening. Here's Grella, almost fashioning a route through, but never able to stand up in the end.
Well, they've defended Stanley so far, haven't they? He's lively, isn't he, Grella? Good with the ball at his feet. He'll try and play off Shawunmi, as we just saw there, similar to the Darlington attack.
Last club, Grella, was the Long Island Rough Riders.
I'll tell you what, they do know how to name a side over there, don't they?
Turned down the chance to join plain old Toronto FC.
Can't blame him, can you?
The name obviously wasn't quite exotic enough for him. There's Jason Crowe, a new arrival in the summer. Into Shiwunmi. Take two. Shiwunmi, late arrival to the pro game, finished his business studies degree beforehand, before joining Luton. A chance here.
I think a better option was in the offing there. Yeah, I like to see strikers get the shots away, but that was a difficult one. Totally off balance.
Looking for Thorpe again, getting some change out of that now. Dowson could get there.
That's good goalkeeping again by Higgs. Read it well, but again, Thorpe causing the problems. Dowson playing off him well.
Higgs responding. He's been brought in to push Ankergren, and he's pushed him out of the team at the start of the season.
It's got to be good for the manager, isn't it? It's good for players as well. You think you're an absolute certainty to get in the team every week, you maybe lose your focus a little bit.
Here's Doyle. Johnson trying to make something happen. Shiwunmi. Hughes safely behind. Certainly capable of causing concern for the Leeds backline, Dowson.
Well, he is. Look at his movement here. There's Thorpe winning the header. The movement's there. Gets a good touch, to be fair, and Higgs does really well, reads it well, sees there's a danger, comes out, just mops it up.
Never quite got in the reckoning at Sunderland, but did have a loan spell at Chesterfield where he got a few goals a couple of seasons back now.
At the moment, Huntington can't get near Thorpe. He's just winning everything at the moment.
Nicollet with Thorpe there at the moment. Neither regular names on the Leeds team sheet. With the battering ram presence like his, they certainly have to get used to it quickly.
There it's directed towards Dowson. Not so much of a problem.
Doyle winning a piece of that. Harrison nipping in before Jeff Smith could pick up the pieces for Darlington. And here's Chandler. Lumsden's challenge on Doyle will be penalised. We've got an almighty whack from Exeter's Barry Core at the weekend, which saw the Grecian sent off.
Well, there's the follow through there, just catches him on the knee. Both were a bit high.
Strange to see him in any shirt other than Coventry's, Doyle. So long there, but a fresh challenge for him. Coventry have signed one or two midfield players in the summer. Might have made his life a little more difficult. Shiwunmi penalised there.
The Darlington players saying, well, you can just give one against us. What about that one? He uses his body well there. It's a bit high, isn't he, to start with? That's what the Darlington players saying to the referee. Just punished out that. What about that one?
That could be interesting. Doyle in there swiftly again. This time duelling with Gary Smith in the middle of the park. Former Wimbledon man as well as Middlesbrough. Went with them in the MK Dons, was something of a favourite there, but he's always had problems with injury, really. Never been able to really overcome those on a consistent basis.
Well, 25th minute, neither keeper have really had a shot to save an anger, have they?
Well, there's plenty more Carling Cup action coming up for you this week. And live tomorrow, we're at Gig Lane. Bury against West Bromwich Albion from 7:30 Sky Sports 1, also available in high definition. West Brom, another former winner in action in round one. Jason Crowe, he's played in Much more exalted company than this was in a England World Cup side at under-20 level with the likes of Michael Owen, Kieran Dyer, Matthew Upson, Jamie Carragher. Went out to a Juan Riquelme-inspired Argentina in that tournament, 97.
He's inspired one or two in his time, hasn't he, Riquelme?
I think Pablo Aimar was playing that night as well. Not a bad little Argentinian side. He was at Arsenal then, Crow. Higgs, part of the Wolves squad, which got up to the Premier League, although he didn't actually feature on the field. Here's Lumsden, finding Dowson. Plenty of encouraging signs in his short Darlington spell so far, which is scheduled to be for a month. Up to Dowson again. And this time the flag will frustrate him from Mark Brown.
That's a pity again. Decent movement yet again. They keep the ball reasonably well. Thorpe lays it off. There's the ball played, but they keep a good line, to be fair. And Leeds back four.
Looking towards Grella. It's Foster across. Doyle. Foster's outstretched boot. Forward on for Hughes and now Johnson. Cries of send him in, and in he went. This is Doyle. Hassan. Better room to operate in. Johnson just about keeping his footing and earning his side a corner.
Well in the end, but the previous bit he came inside and he had about 4 or 5 touches, and the ball was on to be played first time. Then he could move again. The more times you touch it, the more you get closed down. I can never understand it. The pass is on, give it.
The aerial armoury from the back up there to join Shuunmi, whose presence is a considerable one for Foster to worry about. And it's Miller who meets it. That's Doyle, what a strike! Oh, and Shuunmi might get in! And Darlington somehow survive.
Well, what a strike this was, what technique this was. Absolutely perfect, apart from it not nestling in the back of the net. Look at this, comes out, look at that for a strike. Keeper does well, to be fair, and the second time. Because he wouldn't have expected that. I don't think anybody did.
Knight has kept him out. And the first real test for either goalkeeper in this match, and it was a considerable one for David Knight.
I think the fact it was straight at him obviously helped him, but he still had to react, and then he had to react after because it just fell in front of him, and Shuunmi could have easily put it in. Look at this for a strike, great technique there, doesn't expect it, but he's aware, knows what's going on, and reacts better the second time as well.
Well, how much of a view did he get of that?
But could have easily just stayed there, thought, well, I've made the save, but didn't. Saw the danger from Shuunmi and saved the follow-up as well. Cracking goalkeeping.
He was getting a taste of life in the Premier League last season. He was signed on an emergency deal by Middlesbrough when they had a bit of a injury problem in that department. That was his original club, Middlesbrough, where he got his tutelage originally. Shuunmi. More through here for Grella. Right, safe hands again.
Well, just went too wide, didn't he? Again, his movement's good, but I thought, well, just put it back across the face of the goal. There's nobody there, you might get a bit of luck. It might hit a defender, might fall for one of your teammates. Took it too wide, made it easy for the Darlington keeper yet again.
There's a lot of talk about David Knight's error at the weekend, but he did make a couple of cracking saves as well to keep it more respectable. Thorpe again dominant in the air, and Jason Crowe having to tidy up.
Well, he learned from his earlier mistake, didn't he? And he tried to be clever. A couple of times since he's put it straight into touch. Thorpe is causing all sorts of problems at the moment, and You feel they may be able to capitalise on that, bursting through from midfield.
Now his throw. Lumsden, now Foster to hoist it back in there. Here's Snodgrass. Came under pressure from Mark Bauer. Leeds unable to get themselves right out.
I just think it's shown how important, very important, the main back foot is to this Leeds team. When he's playing, he just gives you more options. His movement's terrific, and he can finish as good as anybody at this level.
Jeff Smith was down, he's on his feet now as Leeds come forward. This is Bradley Johnson. Help provided by Hughes. She wouldn't be beaten to it by Miller.
Well, I think Shawunmi should be causing as many problems as Thorpe does. He's bigger, he looks more powerful, but I think Darlington centre-halves are dealing with him better than Leeds are dealing with Thorpe.
Well, up he goes again. This time the Nigerian international is able to win it.
It's better.
Got a couple of caps a few years back for the African country. Leeds, of course, without a couple of players because of internationals this week. Snodgrass, the sinner on Lumsden, in the opinion of Neil Swarbrick.
Oh, was this a 50-50? Did they both go and committed? I think they both went and committed. There's no argument from, I think it was Lumsden.
With the discomfort there, and the wrist area, I think.
Dean Windus will be nervous looking at that.
We certainly put the mileage in terms of game time in the last couple of days. Winston's delivery, and up goes Thorpe.
Now that's a better delivery. You saw Higgs start to come here. There, his position's good. No, I can't come, it's too good a ball. It's attacked well again. Keeper can't come this time. Just gets there maybe a little bit too early. Well, here's that volley again. Wonderful strike. The second one for me is better because he reacts so well.
And again, out and alert, David Knight. He's playing for Thurrock in the Blue Square Premier for the most part of last season. Be fixed up at league level again. Chandler, Arneson towards Dowson. Flag went up.
Again. Just got to stop that a little bit. It's too often at the moment, isn't it? 4 or 5 times in this first half. You could say Leeds are keeping a good high line, but you have to play against that good high line and just keep on side, keep on the shoulder of your centre half.
Shawunmi up again. Bauer and Arneson between them on the defensive duty. Oh, Smith turned into trouble and he knew it. Here's Crowe. Advantage play by the referee. And it may yet be a profitable one for Leeds. Hughes. Johnson. Doyle. Challenged by Lumsden. And Dowson through for Chandler. And Thorpe is onside this time. First real chance for Darlington. Lee Thorpe. It'll fall for Chandler. Well, his moment of glory passes him by.
What a chance that was. He thought Thorpe was going to go all the way, do it himself. Unselfishly played it back. And it was a decent opportunity. One they might regret.
I saw his name up in lights there, Chandler, but it didn't quite come off for Darlington. The trap sprung, though, by Lee Thorpe.
That's what I said a couple of minutes early.
This is Gary Smith. Darlington getting a taste for it. Mikulic's header. And Gary Smith trying to pick up the pieces again. Johnny Hansen able to tidy up for Leeds. It could have been his real big moment. Jamie Chandler.
Well, I was talking about staying on side. He was playing on the shoulder of your centre-half. That's exactly what Darlington did there, and they nearly got rewarded for doing that.
Scrapping and battling for everything now. Lumsden and Chandler between them winning it back. Here's Thorpe. Shaking out Snodgrass, but there's Bauer. Pro for Leeds. Well, Dowson giving a chase here. It's Mikulic who comes out on top. Rella's under this, and so is Foster. Chandler. Flag will go up again against Dowson.
Yeah, this time they're offside. Previous time they weren't. They win the ball well. They've done that well all evening. Win it again. And there, the ball's played. He's onside. You'd stayed onside that time. Assistant, spot on. You think he's going to shoot here, pulls it back, steadies himself, but just doesn't get anything on it at all. You said it, Dan. He realised what a big moment it was. Could have been the hero. Could have put his team 1-0 up, but that'll encourage them. They've been offside quite a few times. One time they're not. They nearly score.
Hauser. This is Grella. It's Arneson's challenge, which was just the job in that situation.
I think their approach from the first whistle has been absolutely superb, Darlington. They've been tenacious, they've closed down, they've not allowed Leeds any time on the ball whatsoever. And one, really, you can't say a chance, one fantastic strike that nobody really expected from Doyle. The only time they've really troubled the goalkeeper.
Well, they've looked a team tonight in this first half, Darlington, which certainly wasn't really the case in the first 45 at the recreation ground on Saturday.
I'm sure Simon Grayson expected a difficult game when he came here. He's certainly getting that. And Darlington have had a couple of moments of their own. He is missing key players, big players. But it'll be interesting for him to have a look what's out there if people do get injured early in the season.
Not just Beckford, but Naylor, the skipper. Ben Parker got injured at the weekend. The left back went off after 20-odd minutes. Miller rising. That's Doyle. Johnson. Bauer behind. Well, not quite.
Everybody was calling for a corner there in yellow shirts. Assistant just watched him.
Offside against Snodgrass there.
Like does go up this time. Play to the whistle. Well, they thought it was out. Leeds, they thought they'd got themselves a corner. Maybe he's held on a little bit too much there. Loops up in the air. Does the assistant get it right? Well, I think that's out, but from where he is, it's difficult to do that. Easy when it's on the line, but when it's hovering in air, it's difficult.
Thorpe wins it well again. Full for Jeff Smith now for Darlington. Bauer looking for Thorpe once more. Around him to help out. Well, singing in the rain. The sizable contingent from West Yorkshire. Through thick and thin. Incredibly loyal following. Can they, after 3 years down here, finally do half the job? Back at Leeds to the Championship. Here's Bradley Johnson. Away by Miller again. He's won plenty of those. Thorpe. On now for Gary Smith. Johnson pointing the way. He didn't quite keep it alive.
He was the only option there, wasn't he, for Smith? Got to slide it down the outside. Just overdid it.
Surely the meat in the sandwich again. Support certainly making the atmosphere around the Northern Echo Arena. It's a huge stadium. The crowd always looks dwarfed by the size of their surroundings, but it is a 25,000 stadium that they're only allowed to have 10,000 spectators in because of local regulations.
Makes sense. And Leeds always make the presence felt away from home. They always bring a substantial number of fans, and they always make a lot of noise, which always helps.
Well, their task is clear for this season, having had 2 near failures.
Good referee trying to play the advantage. Brought it back when he saw there was not.
They get a delivery right here. Short one, trying something cute. Snodgrass for Hughes. Or will it pay off? Snodgrass to hang it up. Knight in a bit of trouble, Grella.
Well, Thorpe went in with his goalkeeper there, didn't he? Grella just couldn't direct it goalwards. So well worked free kick, nobody expected it, nobody's marking there, and I thought the ball would have been put in now. Wasn't. Now they get it in the box. Onside, there's the keeper, takes everybody out. Grella just cannot get it back across the face. At least it was a well thought out free kick. There you see Thorpe gets hit. It's nice to mix free kicks up, not be predictable. And that's what caught Darlington out.
Lee Thorpe battering Ram, battered in this first half so far.
There you see, nobody picks this up. They all stay in the box, nobody goes wide. I thought the ball was going to be put in there. No, this time it comes in. Keeper makes his mind up, comes out, which is not a problem, and catches his own man.
Darlington almost caught out by the clever routine.
That's when you can't afford to switch off.
Lee Thorpe can't make his way through the rest of the game, then there's a more than decent replacement there who's beginning a new footballing life at 40 as assistant manager, but he's not quite ready to put the old one behind him.
No, and rightly so. You play as long as you possibly can until your body says no, I'm not having it anymore.
And he has played for 3 clubs in one weekend this weekend.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I think he's wilting a little.
Should explain there was the benefit match for him at the KC Stadium yesterday between Hull and Aberdeen, and he represented both teams in the 2 halves. "90 minutes at Aldershot as well."
I think Colin Todd just killing himself laughing there. I think he's just frightened Dean there, saying he might have to come on in a minute. The look of horror on his face there, look. That's what he was saying. Dean was saying after the game yesterday. He said there's a pint on the bar, and he said, "Oh, it's because the 2 games." He said, "I was dying to have it." He said, "My wife said no, you might be playing tomorrow."
Well, there's every chance he could prove to be a match winner tonight if needed.
So he's still the ultimate pro.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a shiner.
Well, what is it about Lee Thorpe, Darlington and injuries?
Well, he won't want to go off, will he? He's causing enough problems for Leeds in this first half.
Howson looked to take a bit of a knock there. This is Shuwunmi into 2 minutes of added time. Brella has done well, and now here's a chance for Snodgrass. It's Bauer who robs him.
And again, you have to say, really gritty defending. Snodgrass could have done a little bit better, but taking anything away from the way Darlington have defended. The problem for Leeds is they've not been able to get behind enough. They've got Snodgrass on one side, and they've got Johnson on the other side, and I think they've got to try and exploit those areas a little bit more instead of going too central.
And here's Snodgrass battling with Chandler. It's off Arneson.
A chance to put some quality in just before half-time. And again, Darlington have got to keep their concentration.
They've been resolute so far defensively, Darlington. Just another minute to negotiate. And up went Johnson. It's Michalik to retrieve. Well, surely last chance before the interval for Leeds. Who's that going to drop? It'll drop for Doyle, who we've already seen can hit them. This is Andy Hughes. Too much air on it.
Teed up for him, lovely, wasn't it? Yeah, just cushioned into his path, slightly off balance when he hits it. Decent strike, but another testing night in the Darlington goal.
One of those players for whom versatility has, on occasions, been a curse, on other occasions, a blessing.
Yeah. I bet he wish he was still sorting out again at Notts County with what's going on there now.
Well, the half draws to a close. Mickey Doyle's stunning strike provided the biggest test for David Knight in the Darlington goal in that first half. Jamie Chandler will also be looking at a great chance to put Darlington in the lead in that first half. Neither taken at half-time. It's Darlington 0, Leeds United 0.